All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This is a 2v2 matchup between Happy and Fortitude, also known as Romantic, going up against Lynn and 120. Probably just going to stick to their colors. Hey, hop into their team colors. Is this the team colors? No, it is not. I like having, well, team colors just to be able to keep track of the action a little bit better, a little bit faster, as we are going into an undead human up against an orc and a human. Hi, Crota first here, it seems. Hello, YouTube. Yep. Hi, hello, everyone. How are you doing? Hopefully, we'll have a great game between these four-player, well, in this 2v2 matchup. Well, these four players just really the powerhouses of the Warcraft 3 community, trying to get settled in as well. Got a little bit of a late start today, and hopefully I can get into my groove. Now, in a 2v2 matchup here, we are seeing a little bit more unit production coming in from both sides, or at least from Orc. No quick tech to tier 2s, as that is extremely dangerous, as you may end up being on the receiving end of a 2-on-1 attack. We are playing here on Tidewater Glades, and well, the Mercenary Creep Camp will get cleared out relatively quick. Water Elemental trying to absorb a little bit of range damage as well. Footman is scouting this out after all, as the Footman will be, well, perhaps trying to retreat back here in just a moment. Archmage will stay at level 1, still, so will that Farseer, so not getting to level 2, even though they were able to clear that creep camp just a little bit faster. All right, quite a bit of damage onto that Footman. Footman down to 194 hit points, already trying to retreat back. Wolves and Archmage trying to close in on that distance. Meanwhile, Mountain King, the primary hero of choice, coming in from After All, or Romantic, as he hands over, well, looks like there was a handover of an item. Not quite sure what I saw there, as the Death Knight still holding on that Scroll of Town Portal. Make sure you don't sell your Scroll of Town Portal in 2v2s, as, well, fast expansions or trying to be able to help your partner early on is just as important. Anyways, coming back around, Happy gonna go ahead and clear up that Furborg. It's now sitting still at level 1. Mountain King comes across, gets a Stormbolt off onto that Footman. Footman, one or two more shots will finish it down. Mountain King trying to catch up to it. Will it use another bash or attack? Footman trying to retreat away here. Mountain King needs to close in that distance just a little bit, and well, finally gets that kill and gets to level 2. Meanwhile, Archmage Farseer now wandering around here, does have level 2 on that Archmage, does have Brilliance Aura, should be able to summon up quite a number of these, well, summon the units here as the Direwolf lets off a roar, increasing the damage of this entire creep camp. Meanwhile, Red Army now coming in from behind here, well, Romantic and Happy are going to be coming in across, trying to perhaps get quite a bit of damage. Tome of Agility and that Devotion Aura, big items there, as they are now attempting to retreat back. We should be looking at a Stormbolt. Yeah, Stormbolt onto a low hit point Footman, or a Footman. Footman is going to get taken down quickly as well. Mountain King, I don't believe we see Thunderclap just quite yet, as we are still looking at an engagement here. There goes a Chain Lightning bouncing around. There goes one Footman, as well as the Archmage. Well, with that Brilliance Aura and that Devotion Aura, able to keep some of these units alive. Militia now coming back around on the other side here. This is quite a long fight here across multiple units. The range unit still trying to, well, flee in the back here. Another Death Coil finds another Headhunter there, as this is turning into a massive blood battle here on a Tidewater Glades. Off on the north side here, we're looking at, well, Romantic actually clearing out the remainder of this creep camp here and now setting up an arcane vault. We may actually be looking at an expansion attempt, as the Farseer putting pressure onto that Death Knight. By building up an arcane vault here, we should have a Scroll of Regeneration. Death Knight could actually retreat back, get a little bit of better healing as well. And are we perhaps going to be looking at a Town Hall as well? That is the follow-up question there. Big heal across the board for all of these units. They're going to be sticking close by. But yeah, using that location and fighting a battle, forcing your opponent to lose there, and then setting up an outpost. I don't know if 120 and Lynn will even think to go ahead and check that spot. And that expansion may just become up and operational before then. Back down to the south here, Archmage now also has Scourge Bone Chimes, so 3 auras off of that Archmage already, even though the Scourge Bone Chimes does not help the Archmage. Death Knight sitting at level 3, Mountain King sitting at level 2, and both of them about to level up here, so we could have a double level up. Nice to be Happy versus 120. There's only one undead. yeah, 120 is playing human. So if you look up right there, you can actually see 120 is actually playing human, as the Farsi are now going to be getting to level 3 here. Tauren Chieftain now out on the field. No endurance or a first, as, well, the Nightcrawler now looking to retreat back there. Coming back down to the south side here, Death Knight, Death Coil straight up onto the Paladin. Paladin also taking a Stormbolt there. That's going to be a difficult position to be in. He's going to quickly get surrounded, and there is a follow-up attack there as the Mountain King gets up to level 3. All right, Footman with the Fen, Crypt Fiends with that range damage, and we are still looking at, well, tier 2 and tier 1 coming in from 120 as that expansion is up and operational. A big Frost Nova there to try and stop some of those Footmen and those remaining Dire Wolves. A big economic battle getting underway. Death Knight, Mountain King continuing to battle it up across over here. Are we going to see a Stormbolt on any of these units? That is the question, as the Footman with the Fen will reflect damage back onto all of those Headhunters who still only have 375 max hit points. No tech to tier 3 no tier 3 yet, as we are looking for that Berserker upgrade eventually. Now, Arcane Vault providing quite a bit of healing for this army here. Happy and 120 working, Happy and Romantic working together here to continue to heal back up, as we're going to see some more damage, well, get absorbed by those Headhunters. Units still retreating back. More Spirit Wolves trying to make their way through. Going to get Arcane feedback quite a bit, as the damage is now going to rack up here. No reinforced defenses just quite yet. The Crypt Fiends could be able to, well, focus down some of these units, or some of these burrows quickly. One burrow already down, a second Orc burrow about to fall as well. So suddenly we're going to see Lynn completely shut down in terms of Orc burrows and be able to try and escape at all. Footman with the Fen. How much damage is going to rack back up? We are looking at the Orc burrow down to 16 hit points. It does end up getting taken down, and the last Orc burrow falls as well. Footman with the Fen trying to reflect back a little bit of damage. One Footman getting taken down there, but that is going to set Lynn back quite a bit. 39 over 11 supply, as more peons need to, gather up gold and then build units, and then from there perhaps be able to do something else. Upgrades already underway for the Berserkers and also that Kodo Beast, as it looks like this outpost may have a little bit of a battle here. Arcane Tower trying to feed back some damage, getting some damage onto that Priest. Water Elemental trying to make its way back over as well, as both sides are just trying to get proper positioning. All right, Arcane Tower could end up taking quite a bit of damage, and here we are going into this battle here. All right, Obsidian Statues trying to retreat to the back. One Priest getting taken down. Mountain King diving on in here, and the Lich gets up to level 2. Both sides still fighting their way through. Kodo Beast able to chomp down on a Crypt Fiend, as this battle at the outpost does see a rather large teal army still putting in quite a bit of pressure. All right, more damage still racking on in as well, as the Obsidian Statues are getting out of range of those frontline units. Meanwhile, those Footmen are taking quite a bit of damage. Priest Sorceress could be able to finish them off pretty quickly, as we see a level up to level 2 on the Tauren Chieftain, finally getting up a stomp. Big stomp right there, as the Tauren Chieftain could have a little bit of an uphill battle, needs to try and retreat back, perhaps get another heal from that Paladin, as both sides are fighting their way through. Water Elemental is going to go ahead and dive on into that Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue does get taken down. Tauren Chieftain falls as well, as the battle here really going to try and set the pace for the rest of this game. We do see the Berserker upgrade has been completed for Lynn, so they're not going to be falling as quickly to all of those units, as the Obsidian Statues are still trying to retreat back. All right, Death Knight, is he going to get stunned or slowed or anything like that? No, he is not. Meanwhile, this expansion finally going to be cleaned up here, as we see, well, Happy going for a Crypt Lord as that third and final hero. All right, Happy trying to retreat back here, trying to buy a little bit of time to get in a bit more gold out of this gold mine. We are looking at a Romantic sitting on nearly 1,200 gold, even though he is well below that low upkeep limit, or low upkeep threshold. Yeah, threshold. Anyways, coming back through, Archmage going to finish off this town hall here. Romantic's Arcane Vault, no, gonna be left behind here, as they're now switching targets onto new units as well. Scroll of Restoration gonna be able to provide quite a bit of healing here, as the units are gonna perhaps try and retreat back out against again. All right, units retreating out here as we're looking at some creep camps now getting cleared up as well. Oh, wow, this super bloom is really making my allergies tough. Nose wash, medication, all that. Blow nose, still can't go. What is this? Like 11 minutes? Coming back around. Dark Troll Berserkers getting cleaned up here. A lot of the creep camps now going to be cleaned up again. Paladin up to level 3. That is going to provide a big boost to the entire teal army, as any bit of focused fire will be reinforced with a 400 hit point heal. The Berserkers do have that upgrade, but that upgrade isn't going to matter that much, as the Lich is going to be getting up to level 3. The Lich with level 3, Mountain King with Stormbolt, and Death Knight already at level 4. That's providing quite a bit of additional ranged firepower against all of those units. We'll see what those Berserkers are going to try and do here. The Berserkers do have quite a bit of favorable damage, as we're now looking to transition into Blizzard by the Archmage. Archmage does have level 1 Brilliance or a level 2 Blizzard, it appears, as the Crypt about to get taken down. Archmage going to switch things back around. Now there is that Blizzard there. There is a Stomp, and a Stomp with that Blizzard Impale to try and stop the Archmage, as Archmage could throw down another, throw down some more Blizzards here in just a moment. All right, there's another Blizzard again. Are we going to see another Impale? There's that Impale. No Mountain King Stormbolt, going back the other way, as the range is just a bit too far. Both sides fighting their way through, and the Berserker has not really have not really been pressured at all with any Frost Novas. Tauren Chieftain now being forced to try and retreat back, does have a potion of invulnerability. There's that Scroll of Restoration we saw earlier, and that is a big damage bonus there. With that Scroll of Restoration, Lynn being forced to try and retreat back out, as well, that one scroll probably healed over 3,000 over 3,000 hit points and quite a bit of mana as well, topping off the Obsidian statues who were starting to run, or refilling those Obsidian statues who were also starting to run a bit low. All right. Well, we are looking at some, play by 120. These peasants need to clear out all of these trees. The Archmage and Paladin stuck on the wrong side of this farming situation. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 3 here. Does have an Ankh of Reincarnation as well, so that Tauren Chieftain will do his best to look like a level 6 Tauren Chieftain in this next upcoming fight. Meanwhile, though, Happy looking to clear out some difficult creep camps. Another Scroll of Restoration, and add on top of that all of this bonus Rings of Protection, and also the Spiked Carapace on that Crypt Lord. That Crypt Lord at level 3 has 15 armor, greatly reducing the amount of damage it takes. All right, siphon mana away from that Dire Wolf. Dire Wolf going to be, taken down pretty quickly there. Perhaps going to try and funnel mana into a new target as well. Obsidians, I never really thought about this, but Blood Mage with Obsidian statues, that just seems like a nasty, nasty combination. If you're able to siphon the mana away from units and then give them back to your Obsidian statues, those Obsidian statues find more usefulness, as they're not stuck at only perhaps trying to give more mana or transforming into destroyers. Not that destroyers are bad units either. All right, coming back through, a couple of easy creep camps to try and clear up. A Paladin does have Divine Shield. We're going to be going into a potential engagement here, as expansions need to start to be established. We are still looking at about, what is that, 12 minutes of mining, or 12 and a half, 13 minutes of mining left on the main bases. Devour Magic. Crypt Fiend's going to try and engage here, as this tiny Great Hall quickly get cleared up. There's a Blizzard. There's an Impale. Archmage going to perhaps try and throw down another Blizzard here. There's some Frost Novas going down, as the Blizzard cooldown needs to, the Blizzard needs to be rained down again. However, we should be looking at a Stormbolt. Oh, no, Impale missing the Archmage there, but hitting a bunch of the other units. Scroll of Restoration used again, as that is just helping the red army win out in these battles of attrition. Another impale goes down, but the archmage wasn't channeling yet. That's going to give plenty of opportunity for more channel as the Tauren Chieftain throws down his foot right there. Damage is getting racked back up. Paladin could have a very, very bad day. He was impaled, he was stunned, and now he is dead as the Tauren Chieftain falls as well. Tauren Chieftain, however, did have that Ankh of Reincarnation, will be coming back online. Will he be able to throw down another stomp? That is the question there. No, doesn't quite have the right amount of mana as the Tauren Chieftain of Lynn tries to escape, only to get storm bolted by the Mountain King. All right, more Blizzard still raining down a little bit of friendly fire damage there as we're looking at 120 continuing with all of this pressure still. Berserkers are still continuing to poke their way through. Lich now in a little bit of a strange spot. He's trapped up against the corner with nowhere to grow. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability is there. No Blizzard as the Lich finally able to break free. Death Knight, no Death does not have enough mana for a Death Coil. Units are still retreating back. How long is that Potion of Invulnerability, or is it a Divinity? Not quite sure as we see a Death Coil land on that Crypt. Crypt could end up getting, Crypt Lord could get taken down. Dual level up, level 5 on both Archmage and Farseer as the units are still trying to retreat back here. Archmage is going to go for another round of Blizzard. Could go for Blizzard right there, but unable to do exactly that. Farseer now low on a mana because of that Blood Mage as the Archmage really just wants to perhaps kill some of these units again. Are we going to see Blizzard? Yes, Blizzard now raining down, but going mainly against all of those Berserkers. Not relatively strong targets for that Blizzard as they are magic immune. All right, Berserkers now trying to retreat back here as the 120 continuing that pressure with more Blizzard onto Spellbreakers. All right, some onto those Crypt Fiends as well, but it's been better to try and hit these Crypt Fiends as the Spellbreakers are now trying to retreat or trying to lead the charge again. Stormbolt, Death Coil onto the Archmage. Archmage could get taken down. Potion of Invulnerability used in time. He's now trying to break free here as that is a 15-second invulnerability right there. All right, is the Archmage going to be able to break free? Trying to Blizzard his way out of this tough spot down to 185 hit points. The invulnerability is still going on. Archmage trying to break free, and it looks like he will not be able to do it. He ends up getting taken down. All right, that invulnerability just didn't last long enough. Not enough firepower to finish off the units that were surrounding it as well as the Archmage falls at level 5. This battle still raging on here. Lich, halfway up to level 5. Death Knight firmly at level 5. So many heroes out on the battlefield to share experience as the Expo is operational. Tauren Chieftain now back out here onto the battlefield. Scroll of Speed. Are we going to see a stomp or anything like that? Trying to clear things up here. There is a stomp as the Siphon mana onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain trying to stay alive here. Gets Death Coiled and pretty much shut down the instant he gets back into the fight here as the Mountain King now gets up to level 5. Dual level 5 heroes coming in from Happy and Romantic. Romantic now with level 3 Stormbolt most likely and level 3 Death Coil for the red team. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Farseer trying to finish off some extra additional targets here. We're going to see a Stormbolt, but it was shaken off by the Paladin right there. Farseer, there's a bunch of low hit point units, and Farseer perhaps trying to want to land a Chain Lightning on a unit somewhere as they are fleeing. Are we going to see a Chain Lightning there? There's a Chain Lightning bouncing around along the backside as another low hit point Crypt Fiend down to 10 hit points. There goes that, Spellbreaker as the Archmage shows up onto the battlefield, providing a bit more, and there's some more Chain Lightning bouncing across multiple targets. The Chain Lightning not hitting the Spellbreakers, actually helping the Farseer finish off more units as the Crypt Fiends were taking round after round of that random damage until they started falling. Want one more after this? No, will not be able to do another one after this. Already hitting up against my time limit. Anyways, Farseer now getting very close to level 6. Archmage sitting comfortably at level 5. It is level 2 Brilliance Aura. There goes an Impale. And are we going to see a follow-up Frost Nova? Yes, we are. Blizzard raining down once again, mainly hitting the Spellbreakers. Needs to go after that further backline, those Obsidian statues and those Crypt Fiends as the Archmage looks to retreat back again. All right, Spellbreakers trying to find a little bit of a line as well as we're looking still both sides fighting their way through. All right. Now, Stormbolt finding their way onto this expansion location now. And, well, without this additional expansion, Lynn and 120 are not going to have that economic advantage that they've had throughout this battle here. Blizzard finally raining down across all those units. a Divine Shield used just in time to keep that Paladin alive, and that Paladin now, his job is to keep all the other heroes alive again. Potion of Healing may be used here. Archmage is going to try and lead the charge again, perhaps try to get some damage onto those Obsidian statues in the back, as we see a little bit of a zoning effort as the unit's having a little bit of a difficult time. The Obsidian statue is unable to get close enough to that Crypt Lord to keep all of these units alive and well. All right, Archmage, very low hit point Obsidian statue in that frontline position, waiting to just get auto-attacked. A Blizzard or something would finish it off, and there it goes, finally getting taken down as more units are being forced to retreat back again. A beautiful hold by Lynn and 120 here, as that economic advantage really starting to take root. Tauren Chieftain, however, not going to be doing well against all of these Spellbreakers, as a Stomp goes down, and you see only one unit was stunned right there. Magic immune Spellbreakers really causing a bit of problems for Lynn and 120 as they're trying to push back the other way. Death Knight perhaps going to land some death coils here, or no, gets down another stomp onto the heroes, and the Blood Mage finally gets shut down, as we're looking at Blizzard now raining down and hitting the majority of these units off to the side. Being able to divide and conquer is a very big deal here, as the Farseer trying to rack up damage against that Mountain King. Mountain King has nowhere to go. Farseer, Scroll of Speed could have been used. No, Mountain King able to escape at 79 hit points. Not quite sure what that was about. Perhaps a little bit of a slip by Lynn. Coming back around. More damage getting racked up here. Crypt Lord trying to retreat back out. There is another stomp. A Chain Lightning could be in order. There's some Blizzard slowing up those units, as the Death Knight of Happy being forced to, use that Scroll of Town Portal and head back out. But the big story here is somehow this Mountain King, who was down to sub 50 hit points, was just able to walk out of that battle. All right, long drawn out battle here. Both sides now trying to, either establish up or hold on to that expansion location. Lynn completely out of gold here. Meanwhile, Peons completely out of gold here. We are looking at 51/66 supply. We may be needing some long distance mining in order to get something going. As the Paladin uses the tiny Great Hall to build a town hall here on the bottom right hand side of the map. All right, that is going to be interesting there, trying to get all of that set up. Clarity Potion also on that Paladin as well. Archmage perhaps could have gone for a Brilliance or a level 3, especially with so many additional heroes next to you. If you're able to get an additional stomp off, if you're able to get an additional bit of damage, that all really, really helps out in the long run, as we go into a little bit of a reprieve or respite here, as both sides hoping to get their footing or back underneath them. Right now, Happy not even mining as of yet. Meanwhile, off to the north here, Lynn not mining either. Something to consider, we could actually be looking at an upgrade to castle, or people might be wondering, how come we're not upgrading the castle and getting knights? Well, the reason why is we're not even at castle yet, or getting knights. We're not at castle yet, and that upgrade to castle does take quite a bit of time, so you're looking for a better return on your investment, so to speak. Right now, we're looking at 120, just trying to mine away, trying to get reestablished, and then break perhaps into low upkeep into the 60 supply range. So far, we're looking at 33 supply and 44 supply coming in from Happy and Romantic overall, as a couple of those Spirit Wolves are going to get scouted out. Going to be going into a battle here. That Blizzard damage does really add up over time, as we're looking at Militia looking to scout out this bottom right hand side of the map. Undead human weird 2v2 combo. Yeah, well, a little bit weird, but it allows the human player to not go for Archmage first, since there will be Obsidian statues, and allows him to stay at tier 2 with that Blood Mage as support. Now, as we're making our way into this position, Mountain King does have level 5, and so we could perhaps see a big burst taking down an Archmage or a Farseer early on. Archmage only has 675 hit points. Farseer only has 775 hit points as a level 5, level 6 hero. Big Thunderclap coming across here, nearly taking down all of those units. I think that was actually a level 3 Thunderclap over a level 3 Stormbolt, as the Mountain King now going to, perhaps try to push their way here. All right, what is going to end up coming down? Mountain King going to try to split the difference. Could get in a big thunderclap against all of those priests. Are we going to see a stomp? There's that massive thunderclap. There's a stomp, but the stomp was a second late as the Mountain King used a potion of lesser invulnerability. Meanwhile, Archmage was able to get in a bunch of blizzards right there, but the Archmage now quickly gets bursted down as the Mountain King comes in with that stun. Archmage falls at level 5. That potion of invulnerability really tipping things in favor. Getting a stomp now, and Death Coil onto that Tauren Chieftain. Tauren Chieftain is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He tries to use the stomp to try to get out of this position and now has a potion of lesser invulnerability. There's a thunderclap there. Paladin now out of mana, so he's not going to be able to heal up the Tauren Chieftain either. Farseer trying to fight their way back through here. Perhaps going to get some chain lightnings or get some damage onto the backside here. There's another stomp as the Tauren Chieftain is still alive somehow, even though he is surrounded. There's the Death Coil finishing him off finally. All right, Undead Human really being able to push back over the top, focusing down those heroes as we see a Death Coil onto the Crypt Lord, healing him back up to full. Low hit point Obsidian statues not getting focused down at all. They're providing hit points and mana as we see a Chain Lightning bouncing off of a Mountain King and taking him down as well. All right, damage is racking up on all sides. Farseer needs to break that chain here as we're looking at damage still racking up again. Level 6 now on the Death Knight. Death Knight does not have enough mana for Animate Dead, although I'm sure there is plenty of targets to animate here to get back a strong army. We are still looking at 2 bases here by Lynn, so Lynn still has a much stronger economic advantage, but the hero level advantage of Happy, or the flat-out hero kills, making a big difference there. Unit's trying to retreat back here once more. Death Knight, well, providing a little bit of healing for those Obsidian statues with natural regeneration. Was it level... Did the Death Knight go for level 3 Unholy Aura? I can't tell. Yes, it is in fact level 3 Unholy Aura. So 1.5 standard regeneration for these Obsidian statues, and well, for all of these units nearby. Spellbreaker still getting a little bit of heal here as Lynn now down to 1 base. Also looking over here on the bottom right hand side of the map, well, 120 does not have anything mining off over here. Somehow, Happy holding on to this one haunted gold mine with 4 workers has been able to, well, push back with the help of Romantic and those Stormbolts as well. A nasty combination, Death Coil, Stormbolt, while finishing off multiple units. Blood Mage sitting at level 5. Are we looking at a resurrecting Mountain King? Yes, he'll be back out onto the battlefield momentarily as we see Earthquake coming in to shut down Happy's one haunted gold mine here. So Lynn able to get in an Earthquake from beyond the trees to shut down Happy, and now Happy's army 49 over 60 supply and will not get any larger. Lynn still mining a bit of gold. Lynn still mining a bit of gold. 120, not so lucky, but he is resurrecting that Archmage and getting it back out onto the battlefield. All right, Archmage back out on the battlefield here. Army size 37 over 66. He's going to try and regroup. Where is the Paladin? Paladin is also out there on the battlefield, and without any survivability items, these intellect-based heroes, well, don't seem to be long for this world, so to speak. Especially with a Blizzard being the main ability of that Archmage. Trying to use a Blizzard on that Archmage means that it is stationary and could be, well, prone to a lot of spells and focus fire. All right, getting an engagement there. There goes an ensnare. Both sides trying to get into proper positioning. There's an impale. Misses many of those units as the Spellbreakers, as I mentioned, are magic immune. All right, in comes Blizzard. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Tauren Chieftain, stunned right there. Losing quite a bit of mana. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability done here. Perhaps going to try and throw down a stomp across all of these back units, and does get a decent stomp here. More Blizzard still raining down across all of those Obsidian statues. The Obsidian statues still have plenty of mana, so Undead is still quite strong as the Farseer trying to back away again. Now is out of mana in that backfield, not going to be able to do very much as the Blizzard is still raining down across all of these units here. Paladin needs to stay close enough to the Archmage in order to get that Brilliance Aura going for him, as we see a bit of, I thought that was Earthquake for a second, to try and slow some units down here. More Blizzard raining down and an Abomination getting taken down. All of those Obsidian statues extremely low on hit points. Archmage, however, out of mana. Just damage racking up onto all of these units here. could be the death here, as Happy now trying to retreat back. Happy looked like he was in a great spot moments ago, but now the economic advantage of Lynn is finally taking hold, as the Paladin still has a potion of healing and will be able to stay alive. Tauren Chieftain trying to lead the charge here. Farseer continuing to rack up damage. Is he going to see a chain lightning across any of these units, as we're looking at more damage onto those obsidian statues? The glue for the undead army is starting to come undone, and with only one obsidian statue left, the Lich, the Death Knight, and the Crypt Lord may not have enough hit points and mana to focus down these remaining units. Mountain King still has plenty of mana here. A Blood Mage still able to play a little bit of a game here, going back and forth. There's a big Death Coil for another heal again. Farseer coming back around, losing quite a bit of mana. Tauren Chieftain now going to be going after. There's a giant stomp, chain lightning onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage taking a bit more damage off of that, as we see Blizzard now raining down and coming down, finishing off that Blood Mage there. That ethereal, that banish onto the Blood Mage, not working in favor, as that Archmage damage was still enough. Archmage coming back around the other side. Brilliance Aura level 3. There goes an ensnare onto a Lich, and this is the end here. As soon as the glue all came undone, the heroes just didn't have enough in them to try and finish everything off. Death Knight falls as well. All right, beautiful, beautiful game between these two. Lynn and 120 able to come away with the victory. Let's look at the overall scores right there. Lynn carrying the way, 120 just coming along, but those late game blizzards against the obsidian statues finally making a very, very big difference. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.